In this video, we're going to be looking at tints and shades. A tint is a colour with white added to it. So in this task, we're going to be creating tints of blue. We're also going to be creating shades of blue. A shade is a colour with black added to it. First of all, we're going to start by creating tints. So we always start with the lightest tone. And the lightest tone when we're creating these tints is white. I have added white to my tray and now I'm adding just a small amount of blue. Then we're going to start by putting down stripes of your tone. Start by adding the tiniest little bit of blue to the white, because the initial amount of blue you add will change it quite quickly because there is no pigment in the white. Just make sure that you mix it really well and that you've gathered up all the white together to create one even tone. Then add one little stripe of the paint onto the box. You really want to add the smallest amount of blue again to the white, making sure you mix it really well and that you've got all the white mixed in with it. Then add one more stripe. Each time you have to add a stripe, you need to add more blue. So continue to add small amounts of blue to your white and then paint another strip. Keep repeating this process. You will start to discover that you need to add a little bit more blue to the colour to make it go darker. This is because you're no longer adding it to white, you're changing blue to a slightly deeper blue, and you need more blue each time to do that. At this stage I have noticed that I've got quite a bit of blue in the middle, so I have split it in half, and that means then when I add the blue to it, it'll darken easier. So if you find that you're finding it hard to get the colour to change, then just take less of the colour and then gradually add more blue to it. Repeat this process until you get to almost the top of your box. By this stage you should find that you're almost back to the original blue again. This is the first half of your task completed. At this stage you need to wash your tray and you need to get fresh water. And now we're going to create shades. So it's really important at this stage there's no white on your brush, because white and black will make it grey and very murky. Now we're starting with the blue this time, and then we're going to add tiny amounts of black to the blue. Now it's very important that you use really small amounts, because black being so intense will change the blue quite quickly. So I started here by just adding one stripe of blue. Again, you want to make sure that you're just adding the very tip of your brush into the black, and make sure you mix it completely into the blue, and then just add one stripe of blue. Again, it's really vital that you only put the tiniest amount of black in. You can see I'm only really putting the tip of my brush into the black and it changes the blue very, very quickly. So just keep repeating this process, just adding tiny amounts of black into the blue and make sure that you're mixing it in really, really well each time. You'll notice here that even though I've been adding the tiniest amount of black to the blue, it really has darkened it very, very quickly. And you'll notice that it'll go dark really, really quickly. So just make sure you're adding the smallest amounts. And then towards the top of your box, you'll find that you're almost back to black again once you're completed. And that's your first tints and shades task completed.